Hey guys, it's Terry Porter, Executive Life Coach, and today we're going to talk about the organizational funnel. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. Today we're going to talk about the organizational funnel. This is a great tool to use for your organization or even your family. You don't have to do everything if you're using this as a family, but definitely families need this, and organizations, whether big or small, need to have an organizational funnel. It's a tool that we use to really know where we're headed in life and to do it with purpose. In fact, it's exactly what God has called us to do. In the screen there, Genesis 1:28 says it this way. Then God blessed them and said, this is right after the creation of the world and creation of the universe and everything, and man and woman, Adam and Eve. And he says this, he says, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and govern it. And that last phrase is extremely important, govern it, because when you go back to the original language, governing it means this. God is calling us to bring order out of chaos. Now, if you have an organization with no mission, vision, and core values, if you have a family that has no mission, vision, and core values, you're going to have chaos. You have chaos when there's no order. And so God wants us. He created it all, and now He has entrusted us to create order in this chaos. All right. So I'm going to give you 8 items. If you want to download a document to fill in, or you can just take notes on your own, that'd be great. But I'll have images up on the screen for you to take notes from. But this is what is called the organizational funnel, and there's going to be 8 components to it. Again, you don't have to have all 8 if you're doing this more for your family, but in an organization, you should probably have all 8 of these aspects. And there's some other resources. If you want some resources, I could recommend that. So send me an email or give me a phone call, and I'd love to give you some other resources that would help unpack this process for you. All right, our purpose is to bring order out of chaos. And number 1, we're going to start out top of the organizational funnel is mission. We're going to have a mission, and the mission is this. Why do we exist? Why are we here in the first place? So, Terry Porter, Executive Life Coach. I've been doing this for 6 years now, and this was one of the first things I did as an organization. Before I even got my LLC, I sat down and I mapped out what my mission was as a Executive Life Coach. Now, this is a working document, and my mission has changed and kind of evolved through the years, but this is where I've ended up. My purpose, my mission as an organization, the mission of Terry Porter Executive Coaching is to offer leadership and relationship coaching for leaders wherever they serve, in the home, in the U.S., and globally. So it is just a blanket statement that says, this is why I'm here. This is what I do. I don't sell stuff like a tangible item. I might have a book or a resource from time to time, but you don't come to my office for vitamins. You don't come to my office to work out, although those things are important. I am about life coaching in 2 specific areas, relationships and leadership, and that is my mission. Number 2, vision. Vision is, where are you going? And here's the difference between mission and vision. So like I said, mission is why you're here. Vision is where you're going, but it's also going to connect to people's emotions. It's going to have some feeling to it. So again, what is the vision of my coaching business? The vision of Terry Porter Executive Coaching is to help leaders, okay, help, kind of an emotional term. I want to help leaders reach their goals and serve their organizations, and listen to this, with grace, truth, and confidence. I connect to the emotions. I connect to the individual and say, hey, if you're working with me, I want to help you get to where you want to go. And I'm going to do it in a way that you can walk into your organization with grace, truth, and confidence. It connects to people's emotions. And so as you work through your mission and vision, Number 1, your mission is why you're here. Your vision is where you're headed, and you want to connect to the emotions of people. All right, number 3 are your core values. Your core values are kind of the rules of operation. How are you going to operate your business, your organization, your family? Okay. And when you pick core values, don't pick values that we all should assume we have just to play the game, right? Honesty, trust, integrity. Okay, just to be married or just to be in an organization, we got to have those anyway. So don't list those as your core values. Go for higher core values, things that make you you. So for instance, one of my core values is what is called excellence and personal responsibility. And that means a lot to me as a life coach. There's a lot of life coaches that are not, they're not certified, they have no experience, they have no training, and that means a lot to me. I've given refunds to my clients because I want to make sure that they understand I'm not in coaching for a money grab. I'm not selling snake oil. I want to do things with excellence and professionalism and with high personal responsibility. But also that high personal responsibility is how we're going to interact as well. And I expect my clients to have high personal responsibility too. So the core value is on me, but I also push it out to my clients, because if we're going to work together, I want you to embrace those core values too. You don't have to live by them all the time, but at least when you're working with me, that's how we're going to deal with things. So pick 5 to 7 core values. Don't have more than that. Again, this is something that if you want to do some coaching with me, we can flesh out a little bit more, but pick core values that are going to push you to be the best you can be, and they're going to be your rules of engagement. All right, number 4 is what is called culture. How are people going to experience you as they work with you? And so in my family, we have a culture within our family, and I have a culture here in my office. So part of that culture is professionalism. So some life coaches, they look like gurus. They have really long hair and a man bun, and they look, wear sandals, and they coach in real loose clothing. And so they come across as a guru. I don't want to come across that way. I want to come across professional. And so every detail, I think through every detail when it comes to my coaching business, because when a client walks in here or a client meets me online, they're going to experience me in some way. And I want them to experience me as a professional. Some clients or some coaches might have couches and soft chairs to sit in. When I meet with my clients in person, we sit around a round table because we're getting to work and we're professional and we're doing business. So that's kind of the culture that I have. Some other things that I have within that culture is I give a lot of stuff away for free. That's just part of my culture. That goes back to one of my core values. I give away free coaching from time to time. I give away free resources from time to time. I want my clients to know that they're getting more than their money's worth. So that's culture. So we got mission, vision, core values, culture. How are the people who you're interacting with, whether it's a business, a family, an organization, how are they going to relate to you and experience you? All right, next is goals. So on this, we start big: mission, vision, core values, culture. Now we have goals, and goals are 1 to 3 to 5 year big objectives, big projects that are going to move you closer and closer to accomplishing your vision. So on my sheet here, I have goals for 2024, goals for 2025, goals for 26, goals for 2027. I probably cannot accomplish my 2027 goals in 2024. It's going to take me 5 years to get there, 4 years to get there. But those 2024 goals, they're big enough that I can accomplish them this year. In fact, this right now as I'm filming it, this is February of 2024, and I've almost accomplished my 2024 goal. So I probably need to tweak that a little bit more. I wrote this edition of my funnel back in November, and I've already almost accomplished my 2024 goal. So that's really cool, really exciting. So I'm going to tweak that a little bit more. But my 25 goal, 26 goal, 27 goal, those are kind of bigger things. It's going to take me a couple of years to reach those. So when you pick your goals, pick big picture things that keep you in line with your mission and your vision. All right, the next step is what's called the strat plan. The strat plan is how will you accomplish your vision? So again, my vision is helping leaders walk into a space so that they have grace and truth with their organization, and they do it with confidence. So how am I going to do that? I have a strategic plan. Part of that strategic plan is I do want to write some books. I want to continue to create resources so that I can continue that coaching process outside of the session with my clients. I also have a marketing strategy because I need to get the right clients to me. And so I've recruited some experts, a guy named Solomon, a guy named McKinsey, and they're going to help me create my marketing strategy. And they know my business at a very deep level, so they know how to market it in a way that I get the right people in my coaching office. So that's a strat plan. It's how you're going to accomplish your vision. Now you have what's called tactics. Second to last thing. It's called tactics. Now tactics are smaller initiatives that will support your strategic plan. And the way I've mapped this out is I have it by years again. So I launched my business back in 2018. And so one of my tactics back in 2018, because I was brand new, I stepped away from ministry and I went full-time in this business. So one of my tactics for 2018, 2019 was just laying the foundation over the organization. This document took me, it probably took me 6 months to really flesh it out. And so that's laying the foundation. What is my branding going to look like? What is my website going to look like? Me honing my skills and getting more certification and going back and getting my master's degree in coaching. So that was a tactic, because if I'm going to reach leaders and high-level leaders, I have to continue pushing myself. And so that was a tactic that I had to have. 2020, the year of the pandemic, and after that, I had to have what's called market penetration. And so I had to just do the hard work, making cold calls and sending out postcards and sending out handwritten letters and just getting the word out about what I'm doing and telling people about that. So that was a year and a half of that. 22, 23, standardizing my systems, because now I've got, 10,000 hours of coaching in, I've got training in, and what is my process? Because I look different than other coaches. I operate different than other coaches, and so I have a standard operating procedure of how I'm going to do things. Same with your organization. You're going to have a standard operating procedure. Things that bring that culture and consistency to your organization. And all those things, that culture and consistency, remember, it moves us back to the mission and the vision. And then finally, 24 this year, one of my big projects that's going to continue to move that vision forward is I want to write a book this year. That's really important to me, and it's going to be important for me to be able to give that to my clients to continue their growth. So that's the tactics. Now the final one, I am probably the most excited about it, and I'm most excited about this last one because it does significant. It has significant, what word do I want to say? It has the biggest bang for your buck, but it doesn't. I know it's kind of odd that I said it that way. But this last one is what is called vital behaviors. And I love this one. It's my favorite of all of them because it's, again, based in a Bible verse. It's probably one of my favorite Bible verses. It's my favorite Bible verses as it relates to me being a businessman and being a person who coaches other leaders. It's Galatians 6:9. It says this: "Let us not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we'll reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up." But here's the thing. Why do we give up? Because running a business, running an organization, running a family is hard. If you're a parent, it's hard to confront your child 100 times on the same thing. It's hard to ask them to unload the dishwasher, to go out and do their chores out in the yard, did you do your homework? But that's a vital behavior. We got to do that. We have to create that structure for our kids if we're going to launch them with confidence into adulthood. We have to do those vital behaviors. We have to do what only we can do so that our kids can do what they're supposed to do, and then we launch them with excellence. Same thing in a business. There is vital behaviors I have to do on a daily basis if I want my business to succeed. If you're running a church, there's things you have to do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And when you do them, you're like, oh, why am I doing this? This has no return on investment. It seems that way, but it does have a return on investment. I use this with my clients a lot, this illustration of watering a garden. You know, I can water a garden once a month with a 5-gallon bucket, or I can water my garden once a day with a quart glass and go around to each plant with that quart glass and pour water on each plant. What's going to have a better return on investment, the 5-gallon bucket once a month or the quart glass once a day? Well, hey, you don't really have to even be a gardener to know. The quart glass every day is going to have a better return on the investment. The 5-gallon bucket once a month, the plants are probably dead. Really, they're probably dead. But something magical is going to happen. It's a great process. You're watering. May, you don't see anything. June, you might see something, but not much. July, halfway through July, there might be some movement, and then all of a sudden you go on vacation, you come back, end of July, you got tomatoes. It's crazy. Now, I don't know where you're watching this. I'm talking about northern Michigan here, so our growing season is much shorter. And in July, I got tomatoes. At the end of July, I got tomatoes. But it's amazing. But I have to do the daily work. You got to do the daily work. And so what are the vital behaviors? What are the small things you got to do on a daily basis that's going to move your goals forward? And they're eventually, as you move those goals forward, it's going to move the big picture vision forward. So that is the organizational funnel. 8 parts to it. We got to do all 8 parts of that organizational funnel. You might not have to do all 8 if you're running a family, but for an organization, you have to understand all 8 of these. Now, if you want more help in this, please reach out to me. My email is talk@terry-porter.com, or you can look at my website, terry-porter.com, or you can send me a phone call or a text message. I want to help you. And maybe this is just enough, but if you want to start a coaching engagement, I would love to give you a free consultation. Hey, reach out, share this video, or give me a call.